All right, I'm going to make sure Mari is on.
I'm here.
All right, there she is. Mari, I think I'm going to run this presentation for you, I understand.
Yep.
So, and we'll open it up. If you guys or girls have questions, we will, I'm obviously not going anywhere. So I'm going to do Mari's quick intro, which will probably embarrass her. Mari, how many Olympics have you done?
I only did one.
Only one.
But it counted.
How many world championship medals have you gotten?
I won worlds. That was my one medal. I was like fourth and fifth, etc. But
not bad. So Mari works for our athletics department. She was over our women's teams. Unfortunately, with some other staff, was furloughed, and we're super excited to have Mari back. She is taken over a lot of the youth initiatives for athletics department, and does a great job on it. And we're really excited. So Mari, I am pulling your deck up right now, and I'll let you take over and just tell me when you need to move forward.
Okay.
And just Mari, real quick before you start, I'm just going to run a quick poll, Chuck. We just want to know whether your event, and I'm going to say normally, so a non-COVID year, has youth programming. And we don't mean races or non-competitive race-like events, but more camps or clinics, just time for kids to get out on the course, mom and dad running next to them while they maybe try the barriers at a cyclocross venue. Does your event normally have this type of youth programming? And we'll just give this a couple of seconds. This just kind of gives us an idea of what everybody's doing as we talk about youth in our Let's Ride programs. So it seems like a bunch of people are doing youth programming already. That's awesome.
And as soon as we're done, we'll publish these results. We've got 48 out of 89.
How many was that?
50 out of 89 have responded. We got a bunch of staff who aren't participating. So Tara, I'd give it another second and then publish.
Yeah. All right, this is your last chance. All right, and so here's our results. So, and not everybody responded, but over 50% of those that did respond do have youth programming, which is awesome. 31% said no, and 16% said sometimes. So definitely room, Mari, for youth programming as we move forward in 2021.
Awesome. Thanks, Tara. I'm really excited to be here to talk to you all about the Let's Ride camps. I was super happy to come back to USA Cycling in this role because I am really passionate about grassroots initiatives and getting more kids on bikes. And especially getting them to see bike racing too. So I'm happy to be talking to you all about this because I think that in order for kids to be inspired, they have to see people out there racing their bikes, and you all are so important in making that happen. I know that when I was growing up, seeing it really just made me want to be an Olympian and kind of fueled my whole youth. So anyhow, Chuck, can you move it to the next slide? So these are the goals that we've laid out for the Let's Ride program. And I think it's good for you all to know, kind of what we're thinking here. And basically, our biggest goal is to support USAC's position to share knowledge and create lifelong cyclists. So we want to get them into the pipeline early and let them know what we're all about and grow the sport. We want to further the position of USA Cycling as a youth development leader, convener, and agenda setter for cycling. Next is, we want to position Let's Ride as a direct pipeline to support USA Cycling's DEI priority. And as Rob mentioned earlier, we want to reach 20,000 youth in 2021. So a big goal. We want to get a contact database of Let's Ride lifelong cyclists, and we want to strengthen our position as a collaborator within the nationwide network of youth cycling nonprofits. So one of the big things we want to do with the Let's Ride program is the actual course is only a couple-hour program, but we want to connect the kids to groups that are already doing good work out there, and then elevate and give more marketing to the programs that are doing good work. We want to expose and inspire Let's Ride participants with USA Cycling Racing, which ties exactly into having these at the events. And build year-round youth community for social and emotional learning. So one of the ideas is we're trying to figure out where else we can have impact, and that would be possibly in areas like Robin mentioned with skiing, where we could, in the wintertime, they're in skiing, and then in the summer, they're on bikes with their summer programming, and we could tap into groups that are doing work in the underserved communities to getting kids on skis and bikes. And we also want to leave bikes in 25% of the participating communities. So we're talking with Free Bikes for Kids right now to be able to accomplish that goal. And we feel pretty confident about it, and working with the clubs that are out there and programs to where we can leave these bikes with good organizations. Okay, next. So an overview of our strategies. Basically, the Let's Ride program is a bicycle skills and safety course, and it's only about 1 to 2 hours in length, and it's for elementary kids age 7 to 11. We do the helmet check, the bike check, and then basic skills. Our goal is to target underserved and diverse populations, and we want to partner with organizations and institutions that are offering the key criteria of existing infrastructure, commitment to youth outreach, free programming, and also a culture of collaboration. So we want to work together to promote them and have them be USA Cycling members. We also want to align with a curated list of youth development nonprofits and faith-based organizations who work with underserved populations to combine resources and leverage efforts for maximum impact. So for instance, in Denver right now, I'm working with the Denver Housing Authority to target different elementary schools and how we can get this program out there. We also want to foster the year-round community of youth development to enable social and emotional learning. Next. Let me turn my phone off. So I would love to work with you all to include Let's Ride programming experience at your events as your youth development component. We also want to include a registration option to donate to Let's Ride. Next. So in the marketing strategy, we want to highlight Let's Ride on the USA Cycling website and enable easy navigation to inform, activate, and register to host a camp. We want to use social media activation, including reposts of Let's Ride Instagram and Facebook by our network of coaches. We want to leverage our social media messaging with partner youth nonprofits to expand visibility and participation. Create and curate a USAC Let's Ride Strava Club to connect donors, coaches, and collaborators. And we plan to launch in June. So right now we're doing some test events and hope to have everything going by June, especially since that's when our nationals are. And so we'll be featuring our Let's Ride at 5 USAC National Championship events, the professional and amateur road, mountain bike, cyclocross, and elite track. And one other thing we want to try and do is a national Let's Ride day to build hype around the national or around Let's Ride, and hopefully have camps going on across the country. Next. And the goal is to have USA Cycling in all neighborhoods and a diverse US national team at the 2028 LA Olympics. Next. So in working with you all, I would love to be able to get a Let's Ride camp at your event or in the lead up to the event as a part of the community outreach. And we will cross promote. So we'll promote your event if you promote our Let's Ride camps. And the camp is free of charge for participants. And USA Cycling provides the camp materials, coaches, permitting, and insurance. That's about it, Chuck.
Sorry, Mari, I was busy answering chat stuff as well. So
let me
we want to open it up for Q&A for you.
Sure.
All right, a couple things I'll help. Ashley Treveso was talking about Athens, Clarke County, where she is, 30% poverty rate. What do people need to do to look at hosting one of these right now? I know we're still developing, but what would be the next step?
Yeah, so we're still in the process of getting everything worked out right now, and that's why I haven't reached out to everyone yet. But if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at mholden@usacycling.org. And I would love to talk to you about trying to figure out how to get, a Let's Ride camp at your event. It's basically going to be, I don't want to say like a camp in a box, but we'll provide everything that you need to do the camp. And we can also work with the clubs or coaches around your area to be out there in the community prior to the event, hopefully bringing, families and everything to actually watch the racing and stuff. So I think there are a lot of different ways that we can work together and get more exposure for your race, and also do community outreach this way and education. But yes, so right now we don't have it up on the website yet, but it will be soon. And once it's up on the website, people will be able to just go there and click on it to find out information about hosting a camp or putting on a camp. But right now, the best way is just to contact me directly, and we can talk about it, because obviously your events are a lot larger than just doing one for a coach.
And just sorry to reiterate, Mari came back on board with us not long ago and has already this program was already going. She put a huge amount of work into it pretty quickly. So we're already running some tests and proof of concept and getting the material down. A couple other questions. Janie asked, I guess basically how long does it take to run one of these?
Okay, so the actual course is only about an hour and a half. There are 6 stations. It's a very basic kind of bike rodeo safety and skills course that we're running them through. But that's why I think it's so important that we work together to connect our camp and USA Cycling to the local clubs, so that we have good programs to direct these kids to after they go through the Let's Ride program. My email is mholden@usacycling.org.
And we'll put that in chat. Stuart just did. General question that's come up is in regards to availability of bikes for kids who may not have them. I know we've done some work with organizations. Mari, you want to chat about that a little?
We're working on it. And one of the things is we're using some of the bikes from Outride that's at some of the local schools already, even though they're middle school aged kids. We're hoping that we have enough smaller bikes for the younger kids, but we're also working with free bikes for kids to hopefully be able to get bikes into those areas for some of these camps where maybe they don't have enough equipment. But yeah, it's kind of a case-by-case basis trying to get them there, but we really want to get kids on bikes and are going to do everything we can to make sure that we can run these camps in areas that might not normally have all the equipment they need.
And aside from this, I'll point out we're part of the Youth Cycling Coalition. We're helping fund that with People for Bikes and Free Bikes for Kids, an example, is an organization. We're working with them on pilot programs. So there is a conversation. I'll tell you that one of our new board members, who you would know the name of if I told you, has the same concerns, and our board is looking at how they can help eliminate that issue. So it's going all the way to the top. A couple other questions, Mari. Is this discipline specific? Can it be cross, road, mountain bike? How do you foresee that?
It's not discipline specific. I mean, we're hoping to run these camps at any event that we can. We want to get in front of as many kids as possible. So we will be having our Let's Ride camps at the cyclocross and mountain bike nationals. So no, I don't think it's discipline specific at all, especially at an elementary school age. We just want kids on bikes and letting them get out there and learning how to be safe.
Great. Glenn asked, do these need to be tied for a USAC event, or can they be standalone type of facility? Just some real, I think, basics, Mari. Rob talks about church parking lots. So
yeah, I mean, we can hold these camps anywhere. And I forgot to mention that the coaches, USA Cycling coaches, are going to get coaching education credits for doing these courses. So they can also request to put on a camp anywhere they might want. And it can be whatever size the coach wants to do it. And we think probably like 6 kids to 1 coach is probably a good ratio right in there.
Great.
Yeah,
Sean
can request to do a camp.
Sean asked about insurance. I'll cover that, Sean. It looks like we've got this to the point where there'll be no cost to the organizers in regards to insurance or permit fees or anything like that. I think we've managed to wrap it into our policy. There may be, you know, Mari, I don't know if there's going to be admin cost or how you're going to handle that, but I think we've got, this will fall under USA Cycling's general insurance as far as the coverage type. And Mari, I don't know if you have any more on any other costs associated.
We don't want there to be any cost for someone to put on a Let's Ride camp.
Okay. Patrick asked, any thought about support for acquisition of bikes that we can use over and over?
Okay, well,
so that'd be like a fleet of bikes.
The what?
Is there any thought to getting bikes that can just be used over and over, like loaner bikes? I know some of the velodromes have those as an example.
That's kind of what we're trying to work out with Free Bikes for Kids right now, in getting bikes to different organizations who are willing to run more of these camps, or where kids will be able to use them, instead of just giving the bikes directly to the kids.
Great. And Bill commented, we can partner with local shops, existing programs, and get loaner bikes. Bill, I know that Mari's already been working on that, so great suggestions. Yep. And remember, I mean, this is going to be a nationwide program. Mari, I'll speak for you a little. I think the more that organizers of these, and I've been like blown away by how impassioned people are about putting kids on bike, which is a great thing. But, you know, come to Mari with ideas. If you can help support these locally with those assets, I'm sure she'd love to hear from you on that.
Yeah, thanks, Chuck. I definitely would appreciate input, and also, you know, if you have ideas on how to make this more successful. I just really want, or USA Cycling and I really want to just help grow the sport, and, you know, see kids on their bikes and being safe and happy out there. And I think that the more kids we get on bikes, the better we're all going to be down the road, where we're going to have more athletes and also just lifelong cyclists.
Great, thanks, Mari. And any other questions coming through, you can drop them in the chat. We're about right on time right now, but happy to answer anything else and provide info. Looks like we tapered off. I just want to end this. Number one, Mari's done a great job, and I think everybody can tell how much passion she has. We approached our Pro CX organizers, and we actually made this mandatory for them to do for the to be on the series this year. And there was an initial concern of like, oh, we're putting on races and this is going to be hard. And I think everybody's imagining some racing clinic, and this is not what this is about. These should be fun and easy and in the parking lot, and should be an asset to your event. So I'd encourage you to work with Mari and try to do one. And they may end up in that incentive program we talked about here a little earlier. So, all right. Well, Mari, thanks. And Tara, I'm going to turn it back over to you. I think we're about ready for break.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. Sorry, I just got a question that came in, and Mari, this one's for you, but it was sent direct message. So, how can organizers help cross promote this information? Is this going to be readily available once the calendar is populated to help cross promote? And then also what on the same line of questioning, you know, how will USA Cycling cross promote this out, and how do you envision that?
So we're going to have a page on USA Cycling's website that's going to be specifically for Let's Ride, and it'll have all of our events. and we're basically going to list it like a series, and people can search it by location. And I imagine how we're going to be doing it is we want the coaches to use their social media and promote it because they'll be involved in running these camps. We want to have our marketing group pushing out their information about what we're doing with Let's Ride and highlighting the connections in the communities where we're going to be. And so they'll be talking about the races that we'll be at. They'll be talking about the clubs that we're connecting with out there, and also any other groups that we're working with. Our idea is the more we can collaborate and get the message out there about what we're doing, the better. And we want to be leaders in this area, and we want to be connecting people and programs. Did that answer the question okay?
I think so.
Okay.